again. Show you some trees so that you see that I am actually outside. Um, it's 15 degrees Celsius here, so I think that's like 48 or 52 or some number like that. Um, yeah, I had some stuff in mind that I was going to talk about. Now, just completely forgot about it. Um, I think I'm going to do my stream until I finish my water. It's a big cup. I think I've only finished it online once. So, I've got my daughter coming out to join me soon. She just has to get dolled up for YouTube. I, on the other hand, don't get dolled up for YouTube. Hello, somebody's watching. I'm glad somebody gets notifications for these. So, I did message Cole's Corner and let her know that I was going live. Yesterday, she didn't see my message to her until long after I was finished. Oh, my viewer's gone. I guess I'm boring. I've decided that this one doesn't count, but when I start to say goodbye, after, 3 times of saying goodbye and then starting to talk about something else, I really should go. So, there's more bugs out than I thought there would be. So, we had some rain yesterday, so I thought it would be much cooler today. It got to 5 degrees Celsius last night, which is a lot closer to freezing than most of you get. Somebody behind me is not having a good day. There's a soccer game going on across the street. I am not overly concerned about what's going on behind me because it's not in the yard and there are adults there as well as children. So I'm thinking somebody just either doesn't want to go where they're headed or doesn't want to go home. Again, if that's where they're headed, that's where they're headed. So whatever. I didn't have very much happen today. Didn't see my grandchildren today. Oh, they're going for a walk. Oh no. Concern is slightly elevated when they're beside the yard. So, after I finish my stream, I might go and take a bath, or I might go for a walk around the block. Hair. Can't see it, of course. Yeah. The walk around the block takes me between 10 and 15 minutes. My block is very oddly shaped, and I just don't cross any streets. So there's a little bit of a bit of a crescent for part of it. So I just stay on the sidewalk and walk around the crescent. If I didn't, it would probably shave about 2 minutes off the walk, because I don't walk very fast, but I do get winded. So it is starting to get dark. The sun sets in front of me, so I don't know. I don't know how dark it's going to look online, but it's just, just starting to look like dusk. Yeah, I watched the first episode of Ghosts for season 2. I think it's going to be a good season. I don't know when it's actually on. I watched it on demand. So, with our cable, there's certain things that we can watch basically after they've aired whenever we want. But, yeah, it doesn't cost anything for that. It comes with the cable. Somebody just turned around in front of our place. Yeah, depending on what I end up doing after my stream, I might also watch Hocus Pocus 2. I was on Facebook yesterday because it was indeed Cole's Corner's birthday on Tuesday. And I still don't know if Facebook actually told me. Excuse me, because if Facebook told me, the notification disappeared. And when I wished my nephew a happy birthday yesterday, I forgot to look for the, upcoming and prior birthdays. Yeah, I have a little bit of an annoyance with Facebook right now because I have a little bit of a brag. I have over 400 Facebook friends, which could be just sad or could be me legitimately bragging. But I was scrolling through to see, what's happening with people that I know. And there's so many ads and, excuse me, sponsored things and suggested for you that I get tired of looking through it because unless I'm going to search a particular friend, then, if I'm going to stalk a particular friend, then odds are I'll get bored flipping through Facebook before I get to anything of meaning. So I don't know how their algorithm or anything works either. So it's kind of funny. I have some people on my friends list that are from way back when I was younger, and I just sent them a friend request just to see if they would accept it. Some did, some didn't, and 2 in particular used to bully me. Well, not bully, but overtly tease me a lot in elementary school. Yeah, and they both accepted, and I thought that was kind of funny. I don't usually, talk to them outright unless I have something to say to them. Last year when I was at work, one of them has a very unique last name, and I was doing some phoning for my work, and that particular last name came up, and I wasn't going to say anything to these people because if they did know the person that I went to school with, they would be his parents. And so I did say something because I thought it was the mom who answered the phone, and I thought that she was talking to the person I used to go to school with, but his dad has a very similar sounding name, but it's not the same name. So I talked to her for a little bit extra because I knew her son, and then they were coming into the office the next day for an appointment, and yeah, they were looking forward to chatting with me a little bit after. So I sent him a Facebook message saying, I don't know if I opened a can of worms here. So, yeah, he never responded to that. And I just kind of snuck into the office when I got there instead of acknowledging that I was the person that they talked to on the phone the other day. So I'm pretty sure that they were finalizing their stuff from their appointment when I walked in, and I just kind of slid in and went and sat down and got ready to start work. And before I took my spot at my actual desk, kind of waited for them to be gone. So yeah, it usually does look darker out the window, or through the window, than it does when you're actually live and in person outside. So yeah, I'm starting to see the colors of the sunset. Yeah. So it is here, 7:25. So if you're east of here, it's going to be later. If you're west of where I am, then it's going to be earlier. And if you're halfway across the world, then I don't know what time it is where you are. So there's some people that are leaving the parking lot across the street. It looks like the soccer game is over. And yeah, I mentioned earlier that it was 15 degrees, and I do not have goosebumps. If you can if you can focus on my arm instead of the houses across the street, that would be wonderful. Yeah, it's gonna get a little darker before I go inside. Oh, good. I see someone inside that I thought I might have locked in my room. So, yeah. Anything you'd like to talk about before you come out here, Lizzie? Or are you still getting all dolled up for your second debut on your mother's channel? So I got a compliment on Nerd Report yesterday. He said that I look very young to be a grandmother. And I missed my opportunity to say my usual line to that, which is, I started having children when I was 5. First of all, not true. Ew, gross. Second of all, I did wait until after high school, but barely, and so did my mom. So my mom had kids young, I had kids young, my grandma had kids young. Actually, both my grandmas had kids young. So, but I was the youngest from my immediate family growing up. So, my mom was a little bit older than her mom the first time she became a grandmother. Yeah. So, where was I going with that? Yeah, next year I turn 50, and all my cousins, whether I count them or not, were born before our grandmothers turned 50, because both my grandmothers turned 50 in the same year. So, on my dad's side, I'm the youngest grandchild, and on my mom's side, I have a cousin who's younger than me. I don't know. I lost my train of thought again. A car drove by. Well, actually, it was a truck, but still, something drove by. The street lights are starting to go on. Lights are on in the back of the school and in the parking lot across the street. The school parking lot, not the parking lot close to me, because that one doesn't have lights in it. It's also not paved, so it's just a field that parts of it were driven on so much that there's no more grass in that area. So I'm just watching cars leaving. Judging by the weather today, I will probably be able to do more streams outside. So you will see. I don't know when my grandchildren are going to come over again. They're just crying on the other side now. I don't know what else to talk about. You can see the houses near me, not an igloo in the bunch. Got interrupted by a phone call. Does that mean you're leaving soon instead of coming outside? So I am in a sleeveless top, so yeah, show one of my tattoos there, and you can see that completely sleeveless. So I am not really, I'm just a little chilly. I'm not really cold. I don't know. It's starting to look a lot darker in real life than it is on my stream. So what is on my mind? Hair. Hair is on my mind. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my hair next week. Yeah, I think it's next week on Friday. So I usually braid it, but I haven't tried to braid my hair since I got it cut. So I don't know. I don't know if a French braid will work. So, but I'm going to put it up somehow, even if it's just pulling it back into a ponytail or whatever version of a ponytail it is, because it's not really that long. She's going shopping tomorrow instead of today. Let's see. There is someone on my Facebook whose birthday's today. Oh, I think I just swished that one off because it's not somebody that I talk to on a regular basis, but I did work with eons ago. So yeah, I'm kind of annoyed with Facebook right now, just because, you know, I have a lot of people on my list, and it just goes to suggested for you stuff, and it really bugs me when the suggested for me stuff makes me laugh. So I try not to read them until I find out if somebody's actually shared it or if it's a suggested for me thing. We had spaghetti for supper tonight, and the way my mom made spaghetti when we were growing up, it had sauce on it already, and her sauce consisted of, might sound gross, but it actually did taste kind of good, Cheez Whiz and ketchup. So you'd put the Cheez Whiz in and stir it around to kind of melt the Cheez Whiz. This was before Velveeta was a thing. So, yeah, we'd get a jar of Cheez Whiz, put a big spoon of that in, and add ketchup till it was the right, you know, smell, color, because my mom wouldn't eat it. And the first time, we had some neighbors down the street who were Italian. And the first time we had pasta over there, wow, it was different. I had never had pasta served plain and then you add sauce to it. So that was totally foreign to me. Excuse me. So, yeah, so adding sauce and mixing it in was something I had to get used to, and something that I kind of thought about tonight when I was dishing out my stuff, because the pasta was separate from the sauce. So I don't think my kids, oh, they might have had pasta done the same way that my mom did it, but it takes a lot of ketchup. Let's see. I was introduced to crepes by my dad, and he would get annoyed when people would treat crepes like pancakes, because that's not what they were. They were made thin for a reason, and yeah. He really didn't like it when my cousins just kind of rolled it up and added syrup and just ate it like that. So it was kind of funny. Of course I'd call you weird for not doing it too. So well, just Cheese Whiz is different than Cheese Whiz and ketchup. It does change the flavor. Like when you add ketchup to your mayo for fries. For that, I'm speaking directly to my daughter, because not everybody does it. The first time I tried mayo with French fries was from New York Fries. So they were really good fries made from real potatoes, not frozen stuff. And I tried it, and I really didn't like it. No other way to put it. I just did not like it. And there we go. A few days later, I found myself craving a certain taste that I couldn't put my finger on. And so I had to think about it for a while. And it was mayonnaise. It was mayonnaise on French fries. So, back when I was a teenager, I worked at McDonald's, and salads were new to McDonald's. And I still do, like French dressing. I used to dip my McDonald's fries in French dressing. And I think the last time I did that was probably within the last year. There's a lot of flavor in French dressing. It's just... Oh, somebody turned on the dining room light. So that's why I look like I'm glowing now. There's a light on in front of my face. So, yeah, I tried to watch some Popcorn Planet earlier, and there was a guest on that gets a little, I guess he's very blunt. He's just not my cup of tea. So you never saw me do what? Glow? I thought you'd be out here by now. How long does it take to put makeup on? I wouldn't know. I don't put makeup on anymore. Yeah, you can see the sky is getting kind of dark behind me, and it looks kind of gray in front of me. So, I don't know. My eyes are a funny color. I'm just looking at my left eye right now because I've got the reflection of the light in front of me right in my pupil, and it's making my eye look like it's almost yellow. So I'm just entertained by that. I would also like to apologize for upsetting myself during the stream yesterday, because I was thinking about my grandparents and lacking stuff to say, so I started talking about what I was thinking about, and I upset myself, and I'm hoping I didn't upset anybody who happened to watch, because it's, if you tune in to watch me cry, let me know, because I can either do more or less of that. So, wow. The way that the sky looks behind me now is the way that the sky looked. Not ranch, sweetheart. French dressing. I don't like ranch. Sorry, a little itch there. Yeah, the last time I used French dressing for my fries, it was because we didn't have very much ketchup, and the French dressing either had or was about to expire. It either had expired or was about to expire. So yeah, took that into the living room with me and added it to the plate as I finished what I was eating or dipping into. So yeah, the sun does set quite quickly here, so especially when it gets close to that season between autumn and spring. So I will try to do at least one stream outside until it gets really cold per week. Finish your thought, Carrie. They can't read your mind. I'll try to do stuff outside, once in a while, so that you can see, my breath when it gets really cold, or, excuse me, or that layer of white substance that shall not be named now, because I don't want to call it any sooner than I have to. Yeah. So I kind of like sitting out here anyway, because I get some fresh air, and sometimes can tell if the neighbors are barbecuing and or have a fire pit going, because it would be really nice to have a fire going right now to sit close to it, just because it's a little chilly. I'm pretty sure it's less than 15 degrees now. Again, that's Celsius. If it was 15 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm pretty sure you would see my breath. So Miss Lizzie, if you don't come out soon, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come in, because I feel kind of silly sitting out here talking to myself. So I'm going to peek on my phone and see if Miss Cole's Corner has looked at her message. Not yet. So yeah, she probably doesn't even know I'm live. Yeah, that's the one thing that I will always like about Facebook is Messenger, so that, because I can use Messenger to call people when I just have Wi-Fi, even if I don't have my phone, and they'll know who I am, because it won't be what they program me as, it'll be my name that shows up on their phone. So I remember, I think it was not too long after my second grandson was born, I was at my daughter's apartment, and I kind of looked over her shoulder at her phone, and there was a text chain from Mom, and I, you know, had nothing else to do, so I kind of read part of a message that she sent Mom, and in my mind, she sent it to my mother. So I was thinking, why would she send that to my mom? And then I realized that my mom is not Mom on her phone, that I am Mom on her phone. So I had to laugh at myself, and then I had to explain why I was laughing at myself, because had a mini identity crisis there. I like the color of the sky behind me. I think that would be the perfect shade for water. So, but it's not water, it's sky. Ooh, there's some dogs that are chatting with each other. And somebody's walking through leaves on the other side of my fence. So, I'm kind of disappointed at the number of bugs that are out now, because they shouldn't be out when it's this chilly. They should be hiding and hibernating. So, I'm thinking about it. Thinking about saying my first attempt at a goodbye. Because I'm getting kind of chilly. I don't really feel like walking through the house while talking to myself. Because that never happens in real life. That anybody can prove. Yeah. Outside in the backyard. I think we're 7:45 now. So, yeah, it got dark pretty quickly. Yeah, I guess I will end the stream for now. I thought my daughter was going to come outside, but oh, there's a helicopter or airplane behind me. If it's an airplane, it's really low, so I'm assuming it's a helicopter just because of the sound. Yeah, Edmonton used to have 2 airports, but there's only one now. They closed the municipal airport. There are a lot of helipads for Stars Air Ambulance and such. Most of them are around hospitals, which I don't live. Well, I guess I live kind of close to the St. Albert Hospital. But it's not a hospital I've ever gone to, either as a patient or to visit anyone. So, anyway, I will try again tomorrow. See if we have anybody for me to interact with, because I really want to make it an interactive channel. So, if you... Oh, wow. I'm definitely going inside now. I just inhaled something that I really don't want to be inhaling. Okay, oh.
Huh? Ew, it smells weird out here.
It smells weird out here. Yes, because somebody's having a fun cigarette.
It smells gross.
And, yeah, it smells
gross.
So.
That black thing scared me.
Yeah, watch out for that. That's what your dad's been putting over the eaves. So. Hi! Cold Corner's here.
Hi! Those are really purple.
She didn't believe me that her lipstick was dark yesterday.
Now it looks a lot better than it did yesterday. One side was higher than the other.
I told you it was. So Cole's Corner just hopped on?
No, I said hi.
Oh. Are you tongue-tied just like your mother?
Yes.
So, yeah, somebody is partaking in recently legal, not really recently, but a legalized substance that we can smell. So she's looking at her phone. So yeah, I was still on her phone, and it's very interesting because you can see the back and forth. So why don't we squeeze in together? Pretend we like each other. Please don't get lipstick on my hair.
Mwah.
Love you too.
Mhm.
So yeah. So why did you get all makeup out?
Because my face is still red from all the sun damage.
Your face doesn't look red.
They covered it up.
Turn your head a little bit that way. There you go. It doesn't look red at all to me.
Yeah, because I put
Although I'm just looking in the screen.
I put color corrector on and I put
So-
foundation and stuff on. So
Lizzie reacts to a lot of acidic foods like pineapple and quite possibly pomegranate
grapefruit.
and grapefruit. So
Sometimes tomatoes.
so it makes her face very red, and she looks pretty instantly sunburnt, and apparently she feels a burning in her face when that happens. So it's not a complete. Tracy likes the lipstick.
Thank you.
Did you happy birthday her? Because it was her birthday on Tuesday.
No, I didn't. Happy belated birthday.
Or early for next year.
I knew I forgot something.
So I still think it's very entertaining that the sky looks like a very beautiful blue behind us. Looks like in the screen. But it's not really that blue. So it kind of looks like in the screen somebody turned a light on the other side of the sky. So oh, that's why I didn't see it. Oh.
Okay, happy early birthday. then.
We'll sing to you again on the live on your birthday. Can you hold that for a sec? I've got to finish coughing. Oh yeah, the camera's right there.
Yeah, I saw that with my finger.
I am trying so hard not to cough like I did the other day. So, hey, I like this. I like having somebody hold the phone. I like that. Can I rent you out?
I told you I said I would help you.
So, well.
Well, right now it's too shaky
Oh.
because I'm shivering a little bit.
You're shivering?
Mhm.
I think it's still more steady than when I hold the phone myself. So, yeah, just let us know if you want to have it sung live again. So, and we might call you by your real name instead of Cole's Corner. So, yeah, you don't look like you're shivering, but I can actually hear it in your breathing now.
Yeah.
Now that you've mentioned it, now that's all I hear is the shaky intake of breath. Or she's dying. I think that the phone was more steady when the shivering girl was holding it. So, yeah, we're still at 65 subscribers, so we'll go through all my tattoos and what I'm going to expand on.
You can see one right now.
So there's, excuse me, one that I definitely need to expand on, and the one on my arm I might need to expand on. It's either that or I'll get an entirely different one.
I'm planning on getting another one,
So
but done by someone else.
you're gonna get somebody other than Conrad to do your tattoos? Wow. So there is somebody that I went to school with who has a tattoo parlor. In fact, I think they currently have 2 locations.
3.
Okay, maybe 3. So, yeah, the person that I went to school with did one of my tattoos, and I'm not going to let anybody know which one until I reach 100 subscribers, and we're 35 away from that goal.
3 different people did your tattoos?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So there's one that I need to add to because it's for a number that has expanded.
The grandkids. My nephews.
I'm not saying what they're about yet. Not until I get 100 subscribers. Just trying to spill my tea here, even though I don't have any tea. So, yeah. What should we talk about now? We've talked about birthdays. I don't know. Does this feel like a natural ending point, or should we talk a little longer?
It's really up to you.
My beautiful daughter. Maybe I'm secretly trying to show my tattoo on my arm. Ooh, there's a headlight coming up behind you. Totally didn't see that until it was shining into the phone. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna head in because it is fairly dark. Where did you get the lipstick? Cole's Corner would like to know.
The lipstick is from, I believe, Avon. But it was given to me from a friend.
Do you remember what the color's called?
No, I will have to look it up and I'll have to message it to you later.
Or we can, if other people want to know, we can actually say it.
Yeah.
On a live stream. Or in a video, because, you know, she likes it.
On my YouTube channel, when I get my Boxy channel, I'm gonna do an opening with that.
Oh, that's not what came today?
Nope. It's a birthday present for someone.
I think the people across the street where I accidentally almost showed their address before. When your face was more centered, you could see their front door, but their porch light is on, so I don't think you could see the number. It's like a signature look for you.
Well, this is my second time wearing it, so.
And it's not on her teeth. That is so impressive.
Because I practiced, that's why. There's other things that I have to practice with.
Did you blot after you put it on?
No, I did not. I just came running out here.
Yes, she ran so fast. She almost knocked me over. No, it's a house. And there's actually 2 ways to come into the backyard. The way that I came into the backyard when I was going to go for my walk. She says that's awesome. Practice makes perfect.
I still have to practice my eyeliner. I keep messing up on that.
Well, it's natural that one eye will look better than the other.
My left eye always looks better.
That's interesting, because usually my left eye looks better too, but I'm right-handed and you're left-handed.
Yeah.
Just little tidbits of information that I happen to know that aren't apparent by looking at somebody.
Well, when I was doing my makeup in the living room yesterday, I really butchered it on my right eye.
I don't know. I think for me it's because I'm more careful when I'm not on my dominant side. So, but if I do stuff like nail polish, I put the nail polish on my right hand first because my right hand is my dominant hand, and with my left hand, I don't want to be using my, what's the opposite of dominant? I don't want to use the weaker hand with wet nail polish on it, because that's like 2 strikes against it instead of just one. It's getting very potent out here.
I was thinking of ambidextrous. That's using both hands.
Ambidextrous is being able to write or be able to do stuff with both hands. But there's still a dominant hand. So. And for you when you were younger, excuse me, like when she was starting to eat with a fork and all that other stuff. She'd always pick this. She'd always use her left hand first to pick stuff up. So it was like, wow, that is definitely that's definitely a sign. It was very consistent that she would use her left hand first.
Well, Brandon was like that too, but he turned out to be a righty instead.
Yes, but you've also seen his writing. He might do better as a lefty.
Yeah. Well, also, a grandmother on my father's side kept trying to correct him.
I've mentioned before that the father of my children is Asian, and in the Asian culture, it is unlucky to be left-handed. So the grandmother on that side kept trying to correct and take whatever out of my daughter's left hand and put it in her right hand. And it wasn't natural for her. I mean,
it didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right. It didn't look right. And it's easy to teach somebody something who is the opposite hand as you, because you can sit across the table and mirror image each other. And that is how my daughter learned a lot of the stuff that she did, like with eating and stuff. She would mimic the person sitting across from her. And when I'm using my right hand and she's sitting across from me, it's natural for her to use her left hand because that's what she sees me doing. So, and the only time it really confused her was if I was sitting beside her and she was trying to do what I was doing, because it didn't feel right to her.
It always confused
Which
me.
she can attest to because she's right here. So, I mean, you know that if something doesn't feel right, then, you know, if you can make it feel a little bit more natural in your other hand. That was weird. My face froze on her phone. Oh, maybe it didn't.
It's because I rotated it.
Oh. Okay.
I think my brother is home.
He went somewhere? Okay, I think you're right. Well, apparently that's not anybody who lives here that we're smelling their side effects from.
I heard the weird starting sound on her car. So I was like, that's why I looked over there when I sat down.
I don't know. I try to be aware of who's home, but I don't really want to, you know, kind of stalk who's here and who's not.
Or he may be just leaving now. I don't know. But he worked early in the morning. Why is he leaving now?
I don't know. I don't know when he works again. So I know he didn't work today, but he
was his day off. Well, I guess
well, so far he's been working every other day, so
I guess
it wouldn't surprise me if he works tomorrow. Can I interrupt you again?
I guess I'm short an extra pair of hands tonight, but that's okay. So I was gonna do my living room tonight. Dad and Brandon were gonna help.
Well, you can't always count on other people because
Brandon probably forgot, or Dad just was. I mean, my father wants to do it at a later time.
Okay, you are allowed to call him Dad.
I know. I just like saying my father. It's different.
Does it feel more respectful?
Yes.
Well, up until, I still had my grandpa. He was grandpa. And then after he passed, it was my grandfather did this, my grandfather did that. So, I don't know. It wasn't the same with my grandmother, though, as I make it the same now. Whew, I think if I keep breathing deeply, I should sleep good tonight. So.
Did you know dark chocolate is really good for lowering blood pressure?
It's rich in antioxidants, if that's what you mean.
That's what I found out the other day.
I like dark chocolate. I developed a taste for it pretty much out of necessity because when my kids were growing up, they would attack the milk chocolate.
I still do.
Well, milk chocolate is really good, so...
I just don't like chocolate cake anymore because it tastes artificial.
I kind of turned them off of dark chocolate, sort of on purpose, sort of...
Icky Baker's chocolate.
Because I remember doing that when I was a kid. We had Baker's chocolate in our portable pantry, and I snuck some into my room, and it was absolutely disgusting. I mean, I'm talking about like the pure unsweetened Baker's chocolate. So I can feel everybody's cringes.
Even bittersweet Baker's
And
chocolate is gross.
semi-sweet is good. It's very sweet. Um, yeah. So when my children were all old enough to sneak things, I challenged them to eat an entire thing of Baker's chocolate.
Yeah, I did not like that.
And this lovely lady behind me um, not only didn't finish eating it, but threw up. So
did my sister.
So did her sister, apparently.
But she didn't hide it, though.
I
Or maybe she did, and she hid it.
Maybe she went upstairs and threw up in the proper place.
Yeah, probably.
Because at that point we were in a townhouse, and yeah. Upstairs and downstairs were a thing from the main floor.
But yeah,
So.
the only reason why I started getting into makeup now is because it's now labeled cruelty-free, and some of it is vegan.
Okay.
I'm not going down the vegan road. I just want to use stuff that's not tested on animals.
I am entertained by vegan makeup because it's not like you're going to eat it. But
I mean, it's not made out of animal stuff.
It's not made of animal byproducts.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's one of those things that makes me chuckle.
I just have to get pet stuff tomorrow. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
That's what my phone call interruption was about.
Okay. Yeah.
You got goosebumps.
I do?
Yeah, I see them. They're all, you can mostly see right here.
I don't know if you can see the goosebumps.
Probably not on.
You can see the freckles. Can always see the freckles.
So people keep asking me how I feel of being 30. I'm like, I don't feel that old yet.
Well, I mean, how does 30 feel? I think that the show 30-something came out too soon because I didn't appreciate it when it was on, and when I was in my 30s, I don't know. We are going to need a 50-something show now because we're getting there. Not there yet, but we're getting there.
Well, Dad doesn't. Dad says he doesn't feel like he's 50-something years old.
He's over 50, so.
I know.
Yes, I married someone older than me, considerably older than me. So.
And I'm dating someone who's 2 months younger.
Yeah, her boyfriend is younger than her. So can I share what you told me the other day?
What?
About your high school life?
Sure.
So, well,
Yes,
now
I
it's
give you permission, sorry.
Now it's not going to be a secret which child I'm talking about. I did have a chance to finally have my theory tested. My daughter told me probably about a week ago now that she had a same-sex relationship when she was in high school. So.
Grade 12.
And, well, it was when we were in small-town Alberta, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was actually kept from me. Either that or I was told and I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So.
You were told, but you didn't believe it.
That actually does sound very likely.
But it was with someone you didn't like. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, as long as it's not that blonde who lived with us a few years ago.
No.
Then I don't care. It could be it could be anybody other than that.
Yeah. I didn't know who she was. So.
Oh, I thought everybody in that town knew who she was. Yeah. So that came about because she was filling out some paperwork, or some paperwork was being filled out for her, and it had a question about
Sexuality.
About labels.
Yeah.
and the person who was filling it out shall remain nameless right now.
Mm-hmm.
Was going to check off straight, and she's like, wait a minute, no, not quite. So then she told me probably a day or two after that, and
I think it was a day after.
yeah. I think she was a little bit happier with her reaction from her mother.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
because you told us when we were growing up that if we're happy, you're happy too.
yeah, but sometimes you being happy means that I'm unhappy because it makes you happy to make me unhappy.
No. But I mean,
So.
there are some people that you don't approve of.
There are, I could see some signs in some friendships that didn't look healthy, like that particular blonde person. To my knowledge, is not anybody who's watched my channel or ever would watch my channel, because she'd probably see that it's me and go, ew, ick. So, yeah. Well, when you've been picked on throughout school, you kind of see the signs of what's happening, and sometimes it brings you back to some stuff that happened to you. And
I remember I had a boyfriend you didn't approve of, and
only one? No, there was more than one.
I got out of that relationship.
There was more than one that I didn't like.
No, the specific one I'm talking about was
in junior high?
The abusive relationship, yeah.
That person had her set up a MySpace account, and she wasn't allowed to, because MySpace at that point had a very bad reputation.
I think it was Nexopia, not
or
MySpace.
Nexopia, maybe. Yeah, you were too young for MySpace. And so she would go to the library, which was actually closer to her school than home was, and you could, with a library card, you could use the computer for an hour for free. So I scared the pants off of her one day when she was at the library. I was on the computer at home, and I had set up an account on whatever streaming service that was, and
yes, that's how
saw that she was on, and so I just got up from my computer, got my shoes on, walked out the door, walked to the library, and went up behind her and went, ahem.
The fastest I've ever jumped out of a chair.
And I made her delete that account. And yeah, it was something that you were supposed to have parental permission to have an account on. And
hey, Mr. Somebody's on top of the fridge.
Oh, wow. That's why I thought I locked in my room.
Oh.
I'm
glad my father moved those plants off of there.
You don't need to clarify
Otherwise, there
that.
wouldn't be any left.
Yeah, so you had to have parental consent. So
I don't remember
that was,
how I bypassed that.
I'm about to say how you bypassed that. The person who told her that she should have an account on there had her use his email to confirm that she was of age and was allowed to have this account. So
that's how it happened?
That's how it happened.
Oh.
Because I knew I didn't give permission. I knew your dad didn't give permission. So, because I don't even know if he had an email at that point.
I don't remember. But I'm just glad I'm out of that relationship.
So, anyway. Yeah,
but I mean, his sister still tries to start things with me.
Yes, but you're a big girl now.
I mean, I seen her at the flea market last weekend and this weekend. She tried to do something with me, but obviously didn't recognize me, so. That's not my problem.
I like it when people who normally try to cause trouble just don't know who you are, or can pretend very well that they don't know who you are. So, anyway, I don't think that I'm going to go for a walk around the block tonight, because it's very dark now. And other than in front of our house, I think for most of the block, the traffic lights would be on the other side of the street. So when I did go for walks after dark, I would use the light on my phone just to light where I was going to step, so that I knew that I wasn't going to step on a curb or a branch or...
Is that the playground over there in the corner?
I'm not sure how it works over there.
Kind of looks familiar in that corner.
It looks like the corner of our yard. So,
Well,
I don't know, maybe me sitting outside doing streams after dark kind of contributes to the fact that I haven't gotten rid of my cold yet. So,
Do you want some of the stuff that I take or took?
I am okay for now. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to drink some orange juice. I'm going to take my pills before 2 o'clock in the morning.
Medication.
Sorry, my medication before 2 o'clock in the morning. So, and if I breathe deeply, I shouldn't have any trouble falling asleep.
Another interruption.
Oh, well, we should probably go in and you can take that call. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe, everyone. And yeah, that's my wish, is that you stay safe. And I will try and see you tomorrow. Bye.